Martini glass makes anything taste better.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to Adventures in Awakening here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. And I have my martini time now. It's juice. I used to give, for a couple of years after my uncle died in 2014, I gave martini time talks because I was drinking martinis, and so every day 5 o'clock I would have it's martini time, and my talk would be with a martini. Well, anyway, I've moved on. So the title of today's talk is What Happened to Daniel Boone? Where is Daniel Boone? You know, there is a contradiction in our society. American society. It started out as an exploration. What would it be like to be free from the King of England and the security of the English crown and the English empire and the whole legacy of English history, 1,000 years of English history, the involvement of the king, the monarchy, the parliament, the religious wars, all of that, you see, was part of the security. And the American Revolution, the American Enlightenment, the American independence was to break free from that. What would it be like to be free? I don't know. Let's find out. So the whole continent then, of the American continent then, became an exploration. First it started off with a little string of colonies, each one kind of like a little England. And then the Daniel Boones went west. But they went west alone. They explored. Kit Carson, all of their mythic heroes now are explorers. Going into when I was a boy, my ideals, I mean, I got National Geographic, and my adventure ideal, every boy wants, every child has an adventure map, mine was exploring the dark continent and the wild animals there and the natives and, the whole idea of exploring the dark continent. It kind of like became an English myth, So anyway, the contradiction in America is that we are explorers. But that's an imperative. Actually, it's the imperative of humanity. You shall transcend boundaries. You shall explore. You shall go beyond the known. But at the same time, there is an opposite but equal imperative. Thou shalt explore. Thou shalt be secure. In other words, we need security. We need to feel safe. We need to feel that we belong to something. Yet, thou shalt explore. So thou shalt be explore is an imperative, and thou shalt be safe and secure is an imperative. We need both, but they're contradictory. You can't put them both together like gin and vermouth in a martini. Gin is separate, martinis, vermouth is separate. Put them in, put the two monkeys in a martini, and they can't be separated. You can't separate these two monkeys without destroying the glass, you see. So the puzzle is that we have to obey both commandments, put them together, but they're contradictory. So that requires a creative solution. You have to create a way that you can do both at the same time. So what do we do? What have we done, you see? So the question is, where did the Daniel Boones go? The individual explorers. Well, we still explore now, but we do it in a tour bus. We do it on a cruise ship. We do it in the security of our religion, our ideology, our political party, our tribe, in other words. It's kind of like, if you're going to climb Mount Everest, you have to have a base camp. So our base camp now is our ideology, is an idea. So religion is an idea that gives us security. And we always join a religion or a political party or ideology that is kind of rebellious. It wants to, the rebel is the explorer. You know, the rebel, we love the rebels because they explore. They go beyond security. They leave mama. They leave the yard. They leave what everybody does. They think outside the box. So the rebel is our national hero because he's an explorer. He goes beyond boundaries. That's rebellion. You leave mama. You see? You leave daddy. You rebel. That's our. Satan is our God. He's the arch rebellion. You see, but at the same time, we need security. We need God. We need the family. We need the party. We need the group. Excuse me. You see the contradiction? So today, now that the West is one, what do we explore? Well, we've created exploration on a bus. Look at TikTok and YouTube. It's full of African safaris. Now, my imaginary explorer, was of the individual. It's called the white hunter. This is the mythology of Africa. You know, the white hunter would be and he would go out there alone with these guides, you know, and discover new territory, you know, and the lions would kill the lion. You know, there's a lot of movies about this. King Solomon's Mines. The whole idea of the explorer or the Western explorer. They're always by themselves. They always face the lion or the buffalo or whatever, or the gunslinger or whatever, on their own. They don't go in a posse. They don't go in a group, you see. But today, since the West has been won, the exploration has become in a tour bus or a safari. So now you go to Africa, you go in a tour bus, or you go in a safari of cars, and you can drive into the wild and sit in your car and watch the lion catch the zebra. And the lions come up and sniff your car, but you're secure. You're not standing out there by yourself, you see. So even the Republican Party has become a tour bus of rebellion. In other words, you don't rebel against the government on your own and just leave society and go live in the wilds of Alaska in a cabin, you see. You rebel in a tour bus. You go you take your security with you. So we'll become like hermit crabs that take our shell with us. You see, a hermit crab has no shell, but he carries one. So when he's attacked, he retreats into his shell. You see, but it's portable. So we've kind of like created a security system that is portable, but it's always as a group, you see. The security of the group, of the ideology, of the politics, of whatever. It's always within a group. Black Lives Matter. You know, that's within a group. You have a few And even the leaders of the group are going to be in a group. Martin Luther King marched in a group. He wasn't by himself. He was always within the context of a group, a system, an idea, a security, a base camp. So where did Daniel Boone go? Where did the individual explorer go who does not go in an ideology, who does not go in a belief system, who does not go in a religion or a philosophy, you see, or a groupthink or a school, you see? Who is willing to travel alone with no security of credentials, of degrees, of your ideology, of your belief system? All that is security. Who travels without that? Well, I've discovered that, when I talk a lot about Zen, but basically I'm talking about the courage to explore yourself and your world alone, without the security of some system or ideology or school or belief or something you can say, well, you're speaking for that. You're an emissary of yoga or whatever. That's a system. It's a belief. It's a psychological. It's a security. Who drops it all? Who's willing to go without any of it? Who's willing to go beyond? You see. To infinity and beyond, says Toys, the Toy Story. It's one of my little metaphors, So how do we have to adventure, though, you see? This is the imperative. We have to be secure. We have to be an explorer. But they're contradictory because freedom, exploration, is risky. Security is no risk. So we want to explore without risk. You see? We want to explore without risk. Now, we do that in our everyday world with insurance. Everybody's selling us insurance. Oh, there's no risk. You see? Oh, if the house burns, whatever happens, you're secure. If you destroy it, your car gets destroyed, we'll buy you another one. Replace it with the same value. House burns, we'll replace it. With security, insurance. Who steps out on faith with no insurance? Well, only the heroes in the movies do that. Indiana Jones does it, see? He steps out over the abyss with no insurance. He has no idea that if the bridge is there or not. He steps out on faith. Indiana Jones is always winging it. He's our Daniel Boone. As an action hero, the action hero is always Mission Impossible, is always pushed to the point where he has to step out beyond the plan, beyond the security, beyond the backup, beyond the army, beyond everything, and steps out alone on faith. Steps out on faith, but not faith in some security, you see? So the way we think of faith is faith in something that is secure, a base camp. I'll climb Mount Everest, but I have faith, but I have a base camp, So there's always the security of the base camp, you see. But you're on a tether, you see. The base camp is what you know. The base camp is the known. So how can you step out into the unknown if you take your base camp of the known with you? So the real adventure is to step out into the unknown without the security of the known. And this is what all the non-dual talk is about not knowing. Well, not knowing is stepping out beyond what you know, which is your security, what you cling to, your teddy bears, you see, and all of that, you see. So the faith that you need to step beyond the known into adventure, which you must do. It's an imperative of nature to be both, to go beyond and also to be secure, is that you are secure in yourself, not in some insurance company or some belief system or some ideology or whatever, you see. The faith then is shifted from belief in something to faith in yourself, that no matter what happens, you'll be okay. You can handle it. And this is the miracle of the leap beyond the beyond. Because when you leap beyond, when you leap beyond security, you are secure no matter what you do. See? Your security now is absolutely portable because you are secure at home no matter where you go. Coming and going, the Zen thing I wrote about, coming and going, you're always at home. Coming and going, adventuring there, going there, wherever you go, you're always secure. You're always at home. You're always okay. You know, and this is our movie adventure. All of our heroes are always having faith. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. The whole thing is a setup. He's got a plan, but at some point the plan collapses, and now he's got to do the impossible. He's got to wing it. You see, everything has failed. Zorba the Greek, the whole thing is failed. So he dances. He becomes spontaneously active, not secure in the plan, not reading his notes, not reading his script, you see. He's unscripted. How can you do that? How can you be totally unscripted? How can I get up here and talk without having any plan of what I was going to say? I have faith that the talk will be somewhat intelligent, that the talk will have some understanding, have some point, you see, have some revelation. I don't know what it'll be. But I'm secure that there will be an understanding or revelation, at least for me, as I talk, you see. So the stepping out in faith is what's missing today, because nobody has faith in themselves. They just have faith in what they believe, in the system that supports them. And then they have faith in a system that's going to be rebellious. So you get to rebel and be secure at the same time, but only on a tour bus or a cruise ship, you see. We want to get to heaven on a bus. But then even Jesus says that you can't get through the eye of the needle on a camel or whatever. If you've got any attachments, you're not going to get through. But we're attached to our security. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for dropping in. Hope you got something out of this. I did. I enjoyed it. Thank you.